It's so good. And it's macro friendly. What if you could turn your body into an RPG character? I'm not talking metaphorically. I'm talking about actually getting your stats down to your power, vitality, and strength. Damn, I can even figure out what level you guys are. So I built an entire RPG system around lifting. And today I'm gonna be using myself as the guinea pig. 335 bench, 415 squat, 495 deadlift. Oh, and I weigh 189 pounds. So let's figure out what level this gym goblin is. Before we calculate anything, we need to establish the rules, because I don't want this to be one of those fitness videos where I go, yeah, I'm level 562. No, that's not a system, and I need to make one. This is my system. Me and ChatGPT, thank you, water systems around the world, took 3 hours to create these 3 things: adaptation, combat level, and physical level. It's gonna involve a lot of math, so be ready to have your measurements down, because there will be a lot of math in this video. Sorry. Okay, luckily I caught this early. I was in the middle of editing the video, found out that half the footage audio didn't work. So we're gonna start this from the top. Now, when it comes to doing the math for, the combat level, it's a lot and I'm not really good at it. So I'm gonna be reading from my iPad. In order to convert your squat, bench, and deadlift into strength, vitality, and power, this is the interpolation formula, forgive me. Lower score plus parentheses, your ratio minus lower ratio divided by upper ratio minus lower ratio times upper score minus lower score. Sounds crazy when I say it out loud. When I put it on the screen, it'll make a lot more sense. This is it for strength, this is it for vitality, and this is it for power. Mind you, these are all my numbers. We're doing this all at the same time, okay? And I get it. Some of you may be lost. Where did you get the scale from? What's the ratios? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, put it into layman's terms. Everything we're doing is going to be based off the average human body. The average human bench, the average human deadlift, the average human squat. We're also basing your ratios, your shoulder, chest, waist, calves, thighs, arms, off the average human body. So it will be different for men and women. Don't be scared of some of your numbers, especially when you get into the proportion level, because I saw it and I freaked out a little bit. It's not that bad. Okay, it's a little bad, but it really puts in perspective where you're at. But with that, we found out my combat level. Now it's on to my physical level. This is going to do a lot of math, a lot of measurements, and I'm gonna have to show you guys how to do it. Okay? We had to switch to a vlog form of content because we're getting now to the physique level, okay? We need to do a lot of proportions. That means we're doing a lot of measuring. I'm gonna be having Fallon do all of my measuring because guess what? I'm not flexible and she's here. So thank you very much, babe. She's mad because I'm forcing her to do this. Okay, let's go, baby. The meatiest part, make my leg the biggest.
Hold up, sorry. Almost exactly 25. It's slightly above 25.
Hell yeah. The peak. Ha ha ha.
16 and a quarter.
Wow, that's more depressing than I thought. I thought I had 17-inch arms. Biggest part of my titties. Oh, what is it?
41 and a half.
God, I look fat in this. Let me flex.
It is 32 and 3/4.
Please be more than 15. Please be more than. Oh, what is that? Is that below average? Is my calf below average right now? I'm gonna myself.
It's 14 and a half.
The average calf size is 15 inches. I am below average.
You're black. You have that extra tendon in your leg that makes you skinny. It's okay, and you can jump so high.
That doesn't fix anything. From one outer side of my delt to the other outer side of my delt.
Here?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
From there?
Yes.
There?
Yes.
I think it's like 22 and a half.
22 and a half.
Maybe 23. I don't know.
Call it 23 because I want to round up and feel better today. Now, I understand you guys see a lot of numbers on the screen and nothing makes sense. I had this broken down into a point system, a 100-point system to be exact. This is the breakdown. Muscular development is going to be 45 points. Proportions are going to be 30 points. Symmetry will be 15 points. And training frequency is going to be 10 points. Now, when it comes to muscular development, it's 45 points, right? How are we going to break that down? The arms, 10 points. Thighs, another 10 points. Chest, 10 points. Shoulders, 10 points. And then calves, 5 points. Yet again, breaking out the iPad to explain this formula. The baseline points everyone starts out with is going to be half, because you know what? Half is average. So instead of 10 points, everyone's going to start out with 5 points. You're going to take the 5 points, you're going to add it plus your measurement divided by the baseline minus 1 times 10. It sounds complicated. I'm going to have it on the screen, okay? Here. Everything you're seeing right now is basically the calculations that I did in order to get to where I needed to be to figure out how many points I have out of 45. Now we get into proportions, okay? All the measurements we did beforehand, hopefully you thought ahead and you were like, if I'm going to measure my right arm, I'll measure my left arm. Because if you did, we're going to need that moving forward. For all of our ratios, we take 2 measurements and then divide them. What you're seeing, that's my proportions, and they're not as good as I hoped they were. Remember when I said it's eye-opening? This is the eye-opening part. My symmetry is not that bad. I think I was like off by 0.4 in my legs, and I was the exact same in my arms. So I call that a win. Last category, training frequency. This is fairly easy. 1 day would be a set of points. 2 days would be a set of points. 3 days or more would be. It's fairly simple. All right. Here's the scale again. Dun dun dun. Okay, now that we've gotten our combat level and our physique level, time to add either the buff or the debuff. And what I call it the buff or the debuff is because the less time you've been in the gym, the easier it is to gain muscle. That sounds contradictory, but it is. There's something called newbie gains. Okay, the first few months to sometimes a year or two, you will gain muscle mass like it's nothing. You will breathe gym air and you will gain muscle mass. After that, it becomes like pulling teeth. Okay, getting muscle mass is like finding a needle in a haystack. You have to be consistent and disciplined and train over and over and over for like 0.5 pounds a week. That's maybe a month sometimes because you fluctuate and you can't eat because eating's hard. You get what I'm saying? Basically, with this debuff and or buff, it lets you calculate throughout the entire time how close you are to 1, getting your goal, 2, how long it'll take until you probably hit that PR. Because if you do the calculations for you and your boys and you're a newbie lifter and he's not a newbie lifter, and you're like, oh my god, my proportions and everything are getting better than yours. Why are you taking so long, you pleb? Where's your creatine? It's not. He's just suffering from success. That's what it is. And for me, that success leads me to around negative 10% in XP gained for every time I lift. Every time I work out, negative 10%. Because I've been working out for around 3.5 years. So not fully to 4 to 7 years, but definitely not 0 to 4. So that's fun. That's why it's gonna just take that much longer to get bigger. And this, my friends, is my character sheet. Wow! But here's the big question of the day. What level is your character? Both combat level and physical level. I know the calculations were a lot, but put it down in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all nerds later. Bye. Well, good.